Who is Clint Eastwood's girlfriend? One may ask, as this Hollywood icon has a dating history as prolific as his professional career. Clint Eastwood's love life has made plenty of headlines over the course of his decades-long career. So, if you've been curious about Clint Eastwood's girlfriends, the run-ins, the true loves, and the breakups, you're just a click away. Go ahead, delve into this comprehensive list of Clint Eastwood's relationships, past and present, and get a unique insight into the charismatic life of this unforgettable Hollywood titan. The first wife, Maggie Johnson, 1953 to 1984. Adding more details to the story, Eastwood and his first wife, Margaret Neville, Maggie Johnson, embarked on a whirlwind romance that began with a blind date in the bustling San Francisco area in early 1953. At the time, Maggie was a senior at UC Berkeley, juggling her studies with a job as a secretary for the auto parts supplier Industria American. Despite their young age, the connection between Eastwood and Maggie was undeniable. By October of the same year, Johnson announced their engagement, and just 2 months later, the couple exchanged vows in a picturesque ceremony in Pasadena. Their union was blessed with the arrival of 2 children, son Kyle Eastwood in 1968 and daughter Allison Eastwood in 1972. As a family, they navigated the highs and lows of Eastwood's burgeoning career in Hollywood. However, the pressures of fame and the challenges of youth took their toll on the marriage. Eastwood later acknowledged that they were too young and not well enough established to handle the complexities of their relationship. Despite their efforts to reconcile, the couple faced insurmountable obstacles. In late 1978, after years of struggling to mend their fractured marriage, Johnson took the difficult step of filing for legal separation. It wasn't until 1984 that their divorce was officially finalized, marking the end of their nearly 3-decade-long union. As part of the divorce settlement, Johnson received a substantial sum, estimated to be between $25 to $30 million, reflecting the substantial success Eastwood had achieved in his career by that time. The dissolution of their marriage was a bittersweet chapter in Eastwood's life, but it paved the way for new beginnings and personal growth. Despite the challenges they faced, Eastwood and Johnson remained dedicated parents to their children, fostering a bond that transcended the end of their romantic relationship. The second wife, Dena Ruiz, 1996 to 2014. Eastwood's second marriage unfolded amidst the glitz and glamour of Hollywood. He crossed paths with television anchor Dena Ruiz during an interview she conducted with him in April 1993. While the exact moment their romantic relationship blossomed remains a mystery, speculation began to swirl when Eastwood, then in his 60s, began appearing with Ruiz, who was 35 years his junior, at high-profile golf tournaments in 1995. The public's curiosity was piqued, and rumors of their budding romance gained momentum. In January 1996, Eastwood and Ruiz put an end to the speculation by announcing their engagement, solidifying their commitment to each other. Just 2 months later, the couple exchanged vows in a surprise ceremony that Eastwood orchestrated on the picturesque Shadow Creek Golf Course in Las Vegas. Their union was soon blessed with the arrival of their daughter, Morgan, by the end of that eventful year. The joy of parenthood added a new dimension to their relationship, strengthening their bond as they embraced the responsibilities of raising a family together. However, as time passed, the strains of a high-profile marriage began to take their toll. In 2013, Ruiz made the difficult decision to publicly announce that she and Eastwood had been living separately for some time, though she chose not to divulge the specifics of their situation. Several months later, she took the next step by filing for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences and seeking full custody of their then 16-year-old daughter, along with spousal support. Their divorce proceedings unfolded over the course of the following year, marked by private negotiations and legal proceedings. By the end of 2014, the once inseparable couple had officially dissolved their marriage, parting ways to embark on separate journeys. Though their romantic relationship had come to an end, Eastwood and Ruiz remained committed to co-parenting their daughter, ensuring that she continued to receive love and support from both parents despite the changes in their family dynamic. The extramarital affairs. How many girlfriends has Clint Eastwood had? Eastwood's romantic history may have seen only 2 trips down the aisle, but it's safe to say he uttered plenty of "I love yous" along the way. The simple answer to just how many times? Well, it's hard to tally. From what's been documented, Eastwood was linked to 5 significant affairs during his 2 marriages, 4 with identified individuals and 1 without a name attached. Beyond those, rumors swirled about various flings in between. Yet it's entirely plausible that there are still countless undisclosed relationships waiting to be unearthed. After all, who could provide a definitive count other than Eastwood himself? Unnamed Woman, 1953. Before Clint Eastwood tied the knot with his first wife, Maggie Johnson, his romantic history already included another significant relationship. According to Patrick McGilligan, Eastwood's biographer, the acclaimed actor and director was romantically involved with an unnamed young woman after he left for Seattle. Their relationship took a serious turn when she became pregnant, ultimately resulting in the birth of their daughter. However, the child, a girl, was given up for adoption. It wasn't until 2018, during the premiere of Eastwood's film The Mule, that their daughter was publicly identified. Laurie Murray, born on February 11, 1954, was adopted by Clyde and Helen Warren of Seattle. According to Laurie's son, Lowell Thomas Murray IV, her biological grandmother never disclosed Laurie's paternity to Eastwood and cut off communication with him after the affair. Laurie herself was surprised when she delved into her biological parentage and discovered that Clint Eastwood was her father, Roxanne Tunis, 1959 to 1973. In addition to his involvement with the unnamed young woman, Clint Eastwood engaged in another significant affair during his marriage to Maggie Johnson. It began in 1959 during the 2nd season of Rawhide, where Eastwood started a long-term relationship with stuntwoman and actress Roxanne Tunis. At the time, Tunis was married but separated from her husband. Despite the circumstances, Eastwood and Tunis's affair persisted, eventually resulting in the birth of their daughter, Kimber, in 1964. However, Kimber's existence remained a closely guarded secret, known only to a select few, including Eastwood himself. It wasn't until July 1989 that the National Enquirer exposed Kimber's identity to the public. The revelation of Kimber's existence stirred significant controversy and speculation. There were rumors circulating within Hollywood circles, with some of Eastwood's colleagues allegedly aware of the situation. Actress Barbara Eden, who guest-starred on Rawhide, even hinted at the unconventional nature of Eastwood and Johnson's marriage, suggesting it was somewhat open. This notion was further supported by Eastwood's own remarks during a 1971 interview with reporter Tim Chadwick, where he expressed skepticism about traditional notions of togetherness in relationships. Sondra Locke, 1976 to 1989, auditioning for a role in Eastwood's film Breezy at the time, while Eastwood was still legally wed to Johnson, and Locke was married to her childhood friend Gordon Anderson. Although she didn't secure the part, Locke found herself cast in Eastwood's subsequent film, The Outlaw Josie Wales, in 1975, which marked the beginning of their affair. In her autobiography, The Good, the Bad, and the Very Ugly: A Hollywood Journey, Locke claimed that Eastwood had expressed to her that there was little left of his relationship with Johnson. As their relationship blossomed, Locke and Eastwood's connection continued even after filming concluded. Locke disclosed that she eventually moved into one of Eastwood's residences. By the time they worked together on The Gauntlet, rumors about their romantic involvement were rampant. Despite the swirling speculation, both Locke and Eastwood publicly maintained that they were simply close friends. Locke emphasized her deep respect, admiration, and fondness for Eastwood, stating to People in 1978, "Everybody would love for us to say, 'It's all true, we're madly in love.' But people will believe whatever they want to believe. Even if it were true, which it isn't, I certainly wouldn't talk about it." In the aftermath of their separation, Sandra Locke revealed in her autobiography that she underwent 2 abortions and a 2-ball ligation, purportedly at Clint Eastwood's insistence, as he expressed a desire to not have any more children, as reported by Vanity Fair. However, Eastwood vehemently denied these allegations. Despite the tumultuous nature of their relationship, Locke and Eastwood remained entangled for the next decade. Remarkably, throughout this period, Locke remained legally married to Gordon Anderson, with whom she shared a platonic relationship, as Anderson had come out as gay. Their tumultuous relationship was marred by Eastwood's infidelities, including affairs with both Jaseline Reeves and Francis Fischer. As time wore on, the couple's connection grew increasingly toxic. By April 1989, the situation had deteriorated to the point where Eastwood purportedly moved all of Locke's belongings into storage and changed the locks on the doors of their shared residence. The actions marked the definitive end of their relationship, signaling the culmination of years of strife and discord. Following their separation, Sandra Locke took legal action against Clint Eastwood by filing a palimony lawsuit, claiming that she had endured significant emotional and physical distress throughout their relationship. In the lawsuit, Locke sought a share of the wealth accumulated during their time together, amounting to $1.3 million, as well as ownership of several properties, including one that had been leased to her estranged husband, Gordon Anderson. However, the lawsuit remained unresolved for over a year, during which Locke battled breast cancer. Eventually, in 1990, a settlement was reached. Eastwood agreed to provide Locke with a $1.5 million development deal at Warner Bros., transfer ownership of the house occupied by Anderson, and make a lump sum payment of $450,000 along with ongoing monthly support. Nevertheless, their legal battles did not end there. 5 years later, Locke initiated another lawsuit against Eastwood, accusing him of fraud and breach of financial duty. She alleged that Eastwood had sabotaged her career prospects by rejecting all the projects she brought to Warner Bros., effectively preventing her from working. This time, the pair opted to settle the matter out of court, reaching an undisclosed agreement in September 1996. In November 2018, Sandra Locke passed away from cardiac arrest, a complication of her battles with breast and bone cancer. Despite their tumultuous relationship, Locke and Gordon Anderson remained legally married and maintained a close friendship until her death. In an interview with the Washington Post, Locke reflected on her relationship with Clint Eastwood, expressing her greatest regret as not ending it sooner. She wished she had recognized Eastwood's true nature and the eventual outcome of their relationship earlier, allowing her to move on with her life. Locke acknowledged that while she didn't regret the relationship entirely, she wished she had realized the need to part ways sooner. Jaseline Reeves, 1984 to 1990. During his relationship with Sandra Locke, Clint Eastwood had a discreet affair with flight attendant Jaseline Reeves. Despite the secrecy surrounding their relationship, Eastwood fathered 2 children with Reeves. Scott Eastwood was born in 1986, followed by Catherine Eastwood in 1988. For years, the affair remained hidden from the public eye until it was revealed in a 1990 article published by the Star tabloid. The revelation sheds light on a previously unknown aspect of Eastwood's personal life, adding another layer to his already complex relationships. Francis Fischer, 1988 to 1995. In late 1988, amidst his relationship with Sandra Locke and his affair with Jaseline Reeves, Clint Eastwood encountered actress Francis Fischer. Their paths initially crossed when Fischer was cast in the film Pink Cadillac, although they didn't officially meet until the pre-production party. Fischer recounted feeling an instant connection upon entering the room and seeing Eastwood. "He looked right at me, the way he does every other woman in the world, but it got to me, too. I mean, when he turns it on, he can turn it on, and I just went, oh my God, look at that. There was a human being there. I just saw such beauty in his presence. And I felt like a big piece of the puzzle had fallen in place," Fischer shared in Clint Eastwood, a biography. Throughout the filming of Pink Cadillac and upon their return to Los Angeles, Eastwood and Fischer spent time together. The news of Eastwood's split from Locke in late 1989 made headlines shortly after, catching Fischer by surprise as he had not mentioned their relationship. Despite the unexpected turn of events, Eastwood and Fischer began quietly dating and eventually moved in together. By 1992, they were attending red carpet events as a couple. Fischer described their relationship as steady, serious, and we have a lot of fun. In Eastwood's biography, Fischer recalled feeling content as long as she knew he remained faithful. In August 1993, the joy of Eastwood and Fischer welcoming their daughter, Francesca Ruth Eastwood, marked what Fischer described as a miraculous period of family time together. However, by the end of that same year, cracks began to appear in their relationship. Personal conflicts arose, compounded by Fischer's discovery of Eastwood's children with Jaseline Reeves and paparazzi shots capturing Eastwood kissing another woman. These events led to Fischer relocating to the guest house. By the spring of 1995, the couple had decided to part ways. Reflecting on their relationship dynamics, Fischer shared her insights with the LA Times shortly after their separation, emphasizing the importance of delving beyond the honeymoon stage to explore the deeper meanings behind their connection. She believed that failing to transcend surface-level attractions could lead relationships to falter when faced with adversity. Despite their split, Eastwood and Fischer have managed to maintain an amicable relationship over the years. They have even made joint appearances at red carpet events. In a 2004 interview with SF-Gate, Fischer expressed her belief that when love is genuine, it endures beyond the challenges of separation, provided that both parties refrain from allowing pettiness to tarnish their connection. Erica Tomlinson Fischer. While still married to Dena, Eastwood found himself entangled in another romantic endeavor. Erica Tomlinson Fischer, amidst finalizing her divorce from Scott, a close friend of Dena's, reached out to Eastwood. Her concerns about Dena and Scott's rekindled relationship prompted an initial conversation between Eastwood and Erica. Subsequently, the two began communicating frequently over the phone. Their connection deepened, leading to the commencement of a romantic relationship in March 2013. Despite their involvement, Eastwood and Erica opted to keep their relationship discreet. However, the paparazzi managed to capture photographs of Erica with Eastwood during a rendezvous in Los Angeles. Details surrounding the conclusion of their relationship remain ambiguous. The timeline and circumstances of their parting ways are not publicly disclosed. Other affairs and casual dating. During his marriage to Johnson and his long-term affair with Roxanne Tunis, Clint Eastwood's romantic life was quite eventful, entangled with various women spanning different periods of his career. In 1955, amidst filming Star in the Dust, Eastwood found himself in a passionate affair with actress Mamie Van Doren. While she was in the starring role, Eastwood's contribution was uncredited, yet their liaison left a mark on both their lives. During the late 1950s and early 1960s, Eastwood crossed paths with competitive swimmer Anita Loest. Their relationship, as revealed by Loest's biographer Rhea Brown, took a complicated turn when Loest decided to terminate a pregnancy without informing Eastwood. In the 1970s, amidst the filming of Two Mules for Sister Sarah, Eastwood found himself drawn to the charms of restaurant critic Gail Green. Their connection ignited after a chance encounter during an interview on set, leading to a brief but intense affair. According to biographer McGilligan, Eastwood's romantic escapades extended beyond his co-stars. He allegedly had affairs with Inger Stevens during Hang 'em High, Gene Seberg during Paint Your Wagon, and Joanne Harris during The Beguiled. Beyond his on-screen partners, Eastwood's love life included dalliances with actresses Jill Banner, Catherine Deneuve, and Susan St. James as well. Since his divorce from Dena Eastwood, Clint Eastwood has embarked on a new chapter of love with his girlfriend, Christina Sandera. Their romance blossomed in 2014 when they crossed paths at Clint's Mission Ranch Hotel in Carmel-by-the-Sea, California. It was a serendipitous encounter, with Sandera working as a hostess at the establishment owned by Eastwood, who also served as mayor of Carmel from 1986 to 1988. The connection between them was immediate, and by June of that year, reports surfaced that Sandera had moved in with Clint at the home he once shared with Dena. An insider revealed to Us Weekly that Clint had introduced Christina to all 8 of his children, with the kids reportedly giving their approval of her, deeming her normal. Their relationship took a public turn in 2015 when Clint and Christina made their debut as a couple on the red carpet of the prestigious Oscars. Despite this glimpse into their lives, the couple has remained relatively private about their romance. However, speculation about their engagement arose in 2018 when Christina was spotted wearing what appeared to be a wedding ring at the premiere of Clint's film The 1517 to Paris in Venice. Radar Online hinted at the possibility of Clint popping the question, with an insider noting his unprecedented happiness with Christina. Nevertheless, conflicting reports emerged from Closer Weekly, suggesting that marriage might not be on the cards for Eastwood again. Clint sees no necessity in tying the knot once more, even though he deeply cares for Christina. Marriage, it seems, isn't a priority for the Hollywood legend at this stage of his life. Whether or not marriage is in the cards for Eastwood and Sandera, their story reflects the beauty of finding companionship and happiness in unexpected places. What do you think about Clint Eastwood's decision not to remarry? Do you believe marriage is essential for lasting love, or do you think commitment can thrive outside the bounds of matrimony? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. Until next time, stay tuned.